Welcome everyone to meet the agent series. Today we have Vik Monga and Pratik Shah. The two of our directors from where we office have a great story to tell, and I think we're going to hear some of the back end stuff or some of the behind the curtain what they have done to be successful in the profession of real estate. So let's get started. Welcome on board, guys. Thank you for coming. Let's start with a little bit of introduction. Vikas, maybe if you can take us through tell us a little bit more about you. What have you done before, and a little bit more about you.
I studied my master's in accounting, and I worked as an accountant for 4 years. After that, I had a small retail business which I also ran for 5 years, in the last 7 years I have joined real estate, which I am pursuing with.
Beautiful. That's good. I remember. In fact, we'll talk about that once we meet. Even 5 years or 3 years prior you joining real estate. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. Pratik, if you can tell a little bit more about yourself as well.
So I did my post graduation in accounting and masters in professional accounting back in 2007. After that, I worked part time in Foxtel. I have done lots of jobs, especially after doing jobs. I bought a business also before. I bought a franchise one, if you know Lord of the Fries. I used to run that. Then obviously I've sold that and came in real estate. The main thing I love my sports, so I want to share that. And I like English Premier League, and also I like cricket.
Beautiful. Cricket. Talking about cricket, I think it is very exciting time ahead, especially for India, England, Pakistan, and New Zealand. We are on the same finals, so will be interesting to watch. Yeah, very excited. So, Vik, what inspired you to join real estate? If you tell us a little bit more about that.
Real estate was always my passion, and that is something I always wanted to do. And which as soon as I came to Australia, this was the first thing on my mind, that one day I have to join real estate. With my little background from the past as well, with my back home, I have a bit of experience back then. So this
was more in the construction, if I'm.
Yes, correct. I worked in the construction industry back home in India, and that's where I always wanted to come up in the same field. And I was just looking for the right opportunity and right time when I joined this.
Beautiful. I think this might be the time where we discuss when we met very first time. I remember we were not even 6 people company, and you came and approached, and we had a discussion there. And I think I must admit at the time I thought you are two-way qualified for real estate. You are studying accounting, you working as an accountant, because most of our guys were coming from selling background. And I think that was my sort of a limited belief at the time. I thought it may be you are too overqualified. And at the time we thought, okay, maybe it's not the right match. And then you went on doing the other stuff. But you have, I think, proven me wrong, which is obviously my limited belief has broken since then. And the way you have built your database, the way you have worked from the beginning was far beyond discipline than any other, I would say the sales guy we have hired.
Yes, that's correct. I think that was what has happened, that at that time, 2011, when I first approached you, and
11 itself, that was the year we started.
Yes, correct. It was few months when you started at that time, and I came across and asked you that can I join? And I still appreciate your advice since then, that give it a bit of more time than when you're ready. But yes, that time gap a little bit for me.
All right, Vikas, if you can take us through what inspired you to join real estate, because I know you had a great profession as an accountant, then you ran a business of your own as well, and how come you came to the real estate field?
I always wanted to join real estate. I knew this is going to be one of the profession I want to stay with, and obviously in my experience back home as well, I have worked in construction industry. So it was always in my mind that this is where I want to be, and this is where I love to be working in. And yes, then I approached you
in 2000
to join hands and come together and work. And yes, finally that 2016 when I
2016,
when
yeah.
I joined.
I think we must talk about when we had a first interaction. That was in 2011, and I must say it was not yours. I think it was more my limited mindset. And as I said, we were just getting started, and looking at your experience and as accountant, and I thought you well overqualified to become a real estate agent. And we were also not ready. We thought, we don't have any systems, we don't have process, we only getting started. So that is where I'm sure you were ready, but I was not very ready at the time, and that's where and you went ahead and did run a great business for 5 years, and then you joined back in 2016. So how was your mindset when you were joined? Because in the beginning, I know you struggled a bit, at least with you knew like everyone else is coming from direct sales background, but you were not. You were an accountant, qualified accountant, was working full time there.
That's correct. Since real estate obviously was very, very new for me in terms of how to work here, and as you know, the saying is the hustle beats the talent. I never did the door knocking before, or never did the cold calling before, but I kept doing on a regular basis. I kept doing on my set times. It's that discipline of mine of doing that daily activity, daily task, helped me to create that database, helped me to be out there on talking to people. Which as you say, that a drop by drop fills the whole ocean, and that's what happened. That I kept going, and this obviously worked out for me.
Yeah, beautiful. And I must say, you were when you got started in the door knocking, because you never done it before, it was a little uncomfortable, what I can remember, but it was spot on. Like, you were the most disciplined guy. If you are out from certain time, you are out every day. That was good. Thank you for sharing that. And Pratik, been a very long time in real estate. What real estate means to you? What do you enjoy about this, like after these long years as well?
Look, what I believe is real estate is not all about buying and selling.
Yep.
But the biggest thing is people's dreams, people's emotions, people's monetary rewards, they are attached with it. So the big thing what I enjoy about it is achieving their goal and achieving their future. They have all the emotions attached with it, and when I see them, that when we achieve a best result for them, how happy they are, and how strong wishes they give to us, that is the best thing what I enjoy about real estate.
Yeah, I think and I think we had this discussion before. I strongly believe how much we help, or how deeply we help others is the profound or effect on our life, and I think that's what we get. And then same thing with the jig juggler. I know the saying goes is, if you help enough people to fulfill their dreams, your dreams get fulfilled. And that is the one thing which stand out with you two, obviously, is you focus on helping the clients, and the rewards, all the fame and all the glory come with it. I think that's what is a big highlight. So what is the Vikas, what are some of the most important lessons or things you have learned in the profession of real estate from the last 6 to 7 years?
With real estate, I must say there is a sense of accomplishment is when we are helping somebody to fulfill their dreams. Rather be a buyer side, rather be a seller side, they want to achieve a right price. Buyer is looking for a dream home to move in, and that feeling actually gets us going. And on a daily basis, there is a new challenge which comes up, and we have to deal with it. So for me, especially, it is a lot of motivation on an everyday basis, that I am dealing with some new situations, and basically seeing those smiles at the end of the transaction and another deal, when a buyer comes in and gets their keys for the home, and seller is happy that they have moved on with their plans. That's definitely is one of my biggest motivations.
Beautiful. And I think in the process, especially you creating some good fans, some good friendships being created, and a lot of a nice clientele, and which is equal to a happy profession. That's the way we see it. For Pratik, what has been, if you share one achievement, I'm sure you have many, but what's one of the highlight or achievement you have over the last 7 years in real estate?
Look, I'm mainly fond of doing lots of auctions, and I can't forget one auction which I did it, and I couldn't sleep for 2-3 days because what I've seen it over there, it was just awesome. Like, it was, if you don't believe in miracles, this was a miracle, I would say, and I've seen lots of miracles in my life like that. So, when back in 2017, when I did one auction and when I put the property on the market between 680 to 710, and the property has got sold for $810,000, where the owner was also shocked and we were also shocked. So yeah, it even came on Sky News and it was a very big news. So yeah, we just basically, that was one of the biggest
and I think
achievements, I would say.
The Harper Crossing was not the auction area, but you really have converted it. Correct. In a way. You have changed the mindset, and I think which I get to share if I have to. You started in Harper Crossing, and then from last, I think maybe at least 5 years, you being the #1 agent.
Yes, so I've been since for last 4 years, and on realestate.com.au, and on Rate My Agent also, I've been awarded as Agent of the Year with a number of highest transactions and number of highest recommendations by the vendors. So yes, since last 4 years, now 5th year I'm hoping. So hope for the best. I'm
sure you are up for that. And Vik, I think it will be very good to know, especially for our newer agents or who wants to join, how did you build your database? Because you have a very strong database, and you're not coming from sales background. So how did you build and created your database?
I think I would advise that keep an open mindset. Look for a long-term vision, not a short-term vision. Real estate is all about putting in efforts today to reap the rewards in future, and on daily basis the activities what is to be done and is prospecting and talking to the people around, that slowly will build up a big database for you. And I have come across a lot of examples where I have met people back in 2016 and 2022. They came back to me, Vik, we are ready now to sell now, and can you please help us? So it's a constant work, and my advice is to be patient, put your best efforts, do hard work, and it will get there.
Yeah, I think it's a great story. It's a great story for us building Reliance, because there is a number of us which work very hard to be successful, and I'm sure you too has been a very, very key part of that. Yeah. So with you, Vikas, obviously you came, one of the things is what people struggle with is when they come, you were really on the pinnacle of your career as being an accountant, and when you came to Reliance, I remember we put you with a couple of guys or someone which is younger than you, less experienced than you, less qualified than you. So how did you go about listening and just seeing how the support you can get?
And I must say, with our culture, with our Reliance group, is all about learning and training. We focus a lot on that, and that was one of the key parts into my development at that time, that when we used to go for a lot of trainings and seminars and all those learnings, I grasped a lot of things from there. And then when you implement that practically right there out with people, it's half battle won. So definitely it gave me a lot of confidence, a lot of motivation through that learning platforms what we have. And again, my mindset was always to, when you are there in a new place, you start from zero. Doesn't matter what background, what you come from, what experience, what you come from, or what age you come from, you always have to lower yourself and understand and listen to everybody. And this is what it shows, that when you are doing a lot of efforts in understanding and learning, it is definitely work out for you, because it's expensive to basically do that on the field, but basically learned beforehand and then practically implement it.
Beautiful. That's good. Thank you. And what more towards the end, Pratik, what advice you give to, because there's a lot of our listeners who are either just new in real estate or they just want to join real estate, what advice you give to the new agents?
I think when they start, first thing they have to keep that in mind, that it is for the long term, it's not for the short term, and their mindset should be very clear for the future, that they have to set up their goals, not for a month or two. They have to set for a month, 6 months and 1 year, so that at least they see themselves in the future also. And the second advice will be just to make sure that they need to have a right mentor who can guide them properly, where to, what to do and what they can utilize their everyday task.
Beautiful. That's important. And Vikas, what advice will you give to our new starters?
I would again say that keep your mindset open, work hard, and be patient. Give it. This is a long-term vision. Reliance, as a Reliance, we have a very great platform where we focus a lot of in learnings, trainings, and good mentorship. Have a vision that what you want to achieve in 6 months, 1 year, and 5-year goal plan, and I'm sure somebody coming with the right mindset can achieve it.
In the end, I just really wants to know, and I think audience as well, what you're looking forward in 2023 and beyond in the profession of real estate, Vikas?
We are certainly aiming to grow our team, to get in some like-minded and motivated people to join our platform, and to help people to actually achieve their goals, to achieve their dreams with the right platform with us.
Beautiful. And I think it's a great saying, the aim is to, first you are a beginner, you learn it, and once you able and you achieve the great things, and then teach others, and that's exactly what you're doing or you're trying to do within your team.
Exactly, and they serve our community with what we have achieved so far, and give it back to the community.
Beautiful, excellent. And Pratik, what you?
So what Vikas said, that's the same thing. We are looking to expand more people in our office. The other thing what I want to add is we have set our personal goal also, because we both are very target driven. So this year I made 105. So personally with my team, I am thinking to have 150 next year.
Wow, so 105 transactions in the area of
so far. Yes, that's where we will be closing at. That's the prediction. Currently I'm on 97, 98. But yeah, just thinking that next year will be a big year for us also. Okay.
Beautiful. Look, thank you very much, guys. I know we can go on hours and hours, but I think that is the right content and that's the right timing we finish. But sometime what I say is normally, it's not the words, it's beyond the words what you can listen and see. These two guys have achieved a great success, and this success is available for everyone as long as you are ready to put hard work and as the gentleman says, talking about the long-term mindset, because it doesn't happen in 6 months. So guys, thank you very much for joining us today, and wishing you all the very best for 2023 and beyond.
Thank you.